This is why you really shouldn't travel or do big, exciting things with people you don't know.
Hi, and welcome to Normal Gossip. I'm Kelsey McKinney. In each episode of this podcast, we're going to bring you an anonymous morsel of gossip from the real world. Today, I have with me as a little treat, Jessica Goodman. Jessica Goodman is the New York Times best-selling author of They'll Never Catch Us, They Wish They Were Us, and The Counselors. Jess, welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. I cannot even begin to explain how excited I am to be here and also to hear the gossip.
I'm thrilled that you're here. Do you want to start with like the most basic question of all and just tell me what your relationship to gossip is?
Yes. I mean, thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
I would say that my relationship to gossip is longstanding, fruitful, and very important to me and my identity.
Okay, how?
I definitely identify as a low stakes gossip, I would say.
Okay.
It's been this way. I've always been interested in what's happening, what the goings on are, and who's doing what and where. Mm-hmm. And my mom has all of my childhood assignments stuffed away, and it's just she loves me very much.
Wow.
And recently, or maybe a couple years ago, she found this piece of paper that I drew in second grade that was what do you want to be when you grow up? And on one side of the piece of paper, I wrote that I wanted to be a journalist. And on the other side, I wrote that I wanted to be an author and write books.
Wow. Congratulations on achieving both of your childhood dreams. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels good. This is just a humble, not even a humble, it's just a brag.
Yeah,
but
you're just bragging. Great job.
I'm just bragging. But on the journalism side, it says something like, I want to be a journalist because I want to know all the gossip before it happens.
Yeah, same.
And and I think that's how a lot of journalists start out, because we just want to know what's up. We're nosy, we're inquisitive, we're curious. And so gossip has always been a part of my, I guess, personal and professional life.
How did you know as a child that journalists were big gossips? Where did you gather this information?
Honestly, it's a little confusing because what I drew was not of a newspaper reporter or anything. It was of a newscaster reading the traffic on Long Island where I'm from. So I don't know why I assumed that if you covered traffic, you also knew gossip. But, maybe I watched a TV show or a movie or something. But I don't know how I knew, but I think I just felt it in my bones. Also, my relationship to gossip has transformed in the past year or so because I co-wrote this book with Dumois, which is coming out in November. It's called Anon, Please, which if you follow Dumois, you know what that means. Keep the goss anonymous. But so, as part of that book, I've really been steeped in the world of celebrity gossip, working with the person who is Dumois.
Yeah, can you tell us first a little bit what it's like working with a gossip celebrity? And then second, how that has influenced your work on the book?
Yeah, well, we wrote the book together, by doing a series of long calls. And the book is a novel based on their life running this account. So it's a novelized version of that. And so I've learned a lot about what it's like to run a celebrity gossip account, and let me tell you, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, what have you learned? Is there anything you can share with us as a little sneak peek?
I mean, I think what's pretty wild about it is that Dumois regularly interacts with celebrities who are either trying to get their own gossip out there, snuff their own gossip out, or set the record straight in a lot of ways. So I've never seen their DMs or their inbox, but I can only imagine how chaotic it is and how full of morsels and nuggets and craziness.
I know someone who recently, an A-lister slid into their DMs to compliment something they had written, and that person, did not follow them at the time. And this has really freaked me out because I'm oh my God, the celebrities are on Instagram. In the same way that you and I are, snooping around on Instagram. The celebrities are there.
Yes, they are. And of course, there are Finstas, but I get the sense that a lot of celebrities just like hang out in their regular Instagram and like DM people like DeuxMoi. So my relationship to gossip in that way has changed because I've really been like thinking hard and deeply about like what it means to gossip about celebrities and with celebrities in a lot of ways. And like I've been thinking a lot about like why people are interested in celebrity gossip in that way because, like thinking about like motivations for characters and things like that. And let me tell you, gossip, it is hot and spicy and the people want it, as you know, Kelsey McKinney, host of Normal Gossip.
We love drama in this family. And I think it's so interesting that you say that like the celebrities are involved in this account, right? So like when you're having these conversations, you're having conversations with someone who has essentially inverted a classic power dynamic, right? Where like usually you assume celebrities are like the ones with the platform and the ability to say whatever they want and the ability to kind of, drive thousands of stands to action at any moment. And yet you have someone like DeuxMoi who can like completely upend that natural order, which is kind of fascinating to me.
It's super fascinating, especially in our Instagramified world where celebrities have really taken the power away from some of the more traditional and long-standing sources of celebrity information, like magazines and, TV and newspapers and tabloids in a lot of ways because, you and I have both worked in the magazine space and like a lot of celebrity profiles are now written by friends of celebrities or in like a different sort of style than they had been, where once a celebrity profile was like the end-all be-all. And now celebrities have their own platforms in a lot of ways. And so, the whole concept around celebrity gossip has really changed in the Instagram world. And obviously, I think DeuxMoi is at the forefront of that. So it was really, like my little gossip-loving little body, brain, heart was just really excited to work on this book with them.
As a fiction writer, I do want to ask you about, most of your first 3 books are all YA, which means that they're dealing with high schoolers and like late high schoolers. High schoolers famously obsessed with gossip, cannot get enough of it. How have
famously obsessed.
They are. How have you like used that, thought about it in approaching those stories?
Oh my God, that's such a great question because gossip was like the cornerstone of my high school experience.
Okay.
And I think
for good or for evil.
I think for both. Like there's so many ways that gossip can be a plot point because I write stories about young women mostly who have really strong and complicated female friendships. And those female friendships are often very important, like plot points, and what happens based on how these girls are interacting with one another in their friendships. And, when you're a young person, if you find out that your best friend has talked shit about you or told someone something that you told them in confidence, highest stakes on the planet. Your entire life is ruined, or at least it seems that way to you at the time. And I have been in this situation where I have told somebody something that I shouldn't have, and I've also been in the situation where somebody has told something that I shared with them in confidence. And in all those times, my world was over, until everybody moved on. And I think that when you're writing about young people, especially teenagers, the stakes are so high, even without, grade A level, traditional drama. It's just high because you're so emotional at that age and things feel so intense. And so I love writing teenagers and I love writing teenagers who love to gossip because there's so much drama and mischief that they can get into just by having a game of telephone by accident.
I'm laughing because all 3 of your books so far are also about a murder. So it's very funny to hear you say the highest stakes in the world are gossip, right?
Let's be real though. All of those murders could have been avoided
without gossip.
So as somebody who loves gossip, perhaps my work is a warning to young people.
Just one big flashing neon site that's don't gossip or your friends might die. To transition us into today's story, and speaking of something that teen girls often like, have you ever liked any boy bands?
Yes.
Can you
Definitely.
which ones?
I would say that I am team Backstreet Boys for sure. I
Okay,
also went through
interesting.
a phase where, I was born in the 90s, and so Backstreet Boys in Sync was like my vibe, but very much a Backstreet Boys kind of gal. But I also went through a phase where I was into like old school music, and so like New Kids on the
Okay.
Block seemed like very cool and ironic to me, and I actually really liked them.
So you are a boy band aficionado.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love a boy band, but sadly I was on the team of NSYNC in elementary school, though barely, because I was mostly on Britney Spears' team. So I was like, I don't care about
Yeah.
these two bands.
I loved Britney Spears too. I mean, a fun thing about me is that one of the guys from Dream Street. Do you know
Okay,
this band?
yeah,
Do you know this band Dream Street? One of those
Of
guys
course.
went to my elementary school. And
Wow.
so I think he was a couple years older than me, but everyone in my circle was like, we are ground zero for Dream Street. We were like the street team of Dream Street. If anybody wants to get down on Dream Street with me, get in my DMs.
What does it feel like to be so close to celebrity? Just like in its grasp.
You know what? It feels good, but you can know that I definitely like went to summer camp that year that they blew up, and I was like,
Oh,
the guys
yeah.
from Dream Street used to go to my elementary school.
When I was a freshman in college, I had one of those meal plans that allowed you to go into the cafeteria and like eat whatever you wanted and stay there for as long as you wanted, as long as you just only entered twice a day with your little stupid card. And so because I didn't have any money and because I craved joy, the way that I finished all of my meals, breakfast through dinner in this dining hall was by rewarding myself with a single bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And you know, that is a real treat, having a whole bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch after every meal, but it is kind of only a thing that you can do when you're 19. Can't really do that as an adult because one, that's a lot of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and two, the sugar crash will just absolutely annihilate you. One cereal that you could eat every day and that is healthy and good for you is Magic Spoon. You can get a variety pack, which has 4 flavors. They are cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. The pack that I have has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low carb. It tastes great. The peanut butter one tastes like a peanut butter cup. You can go to magicspoon.com/gossip to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code GOSSIP at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of cereal at magicspoon.com/gossip and use the code GOSSIP to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. Our story today is going to take us a little bit into the past. Can you please just like close your eyes and imagine that the number one song in the country is Royals by Lorde? Imagine it is late November 2013 and you are 23. You're still trying to get your bearings in a new city and like desperate to figure out how you can have the kind of like dream life that you want, but you like barely have enough money for rent.
From my diary? Did you rip this from my diary? Okay, sure. I'll go back in time.
Only because I don't have access to your diary. How does this situation make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm like exactly how I was at 23 living in New York for the first time, being like, I am the queen of the world and I'm going out to have 45 whiskey Diet Cokes tonight.
You have to. You're immortal. There's no reason not to. Okay, so our friend of a friend, Alice, feels very stressed, similarly to how you feel. She's like trying to figure it out. She feels really overwhelmed. She feels like if she like wakes up in the middle of the night one more time and remembers something else she's forgotten to do, she's going to die.
Okay, been there.
Alice lives in like a mid-sized city and she's a line cook.
Yes, chef.
I know. Thank you, chef. Her like dream one day is to have her own restaurant. But what that means for now, though, is that she is just working all the time. Like every day, forever. And she feels like she's getting nowhere, right? She's like, all I do is go to work, come home, try to figure out how to feed myself, do my stupid chores, scroll on my phone for half an hour, wake up and do it all again. One day, Alice is on her, like, you get a 20-minute break. So she takes her 20-minute break outside and she sees that she has not one, but two calls from Sarah. Sarah is an angel. Alice is like, Sarah is my oldest friend. She would never call me for something stupid. She's responsible. She's a Virgo. She's in med school.
We love Sarah. Okay. Everybody needs a Sarah.
Yes. So Alice is like, obviously, I'm going to call her back immediately because she called me 2 times. So she calls her back and Sarah is like, Alice, hello, are you free in August? And Alice is like, ma'am, it is November. August is so far away. And Sarah's like, I know, but did you log into the social media site that we check every single day today?
Is the social media site Facebook?
No.
Okay.
Important context here is that Sarah and Alice love this site. Like, they started doing it together in high school and just never stopped. And specifically, they're on a portion of the site devoted to Alice and Sarah's absolute favorite band. It is 2014. Would you like to guess which band it is?
2014, their favorite band. We were talking about boy bands. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, boy band, like Fall Out Boy?
No, it's One Direction.
Oh, of course. Okay, got it. Wait, what website is this?
It's Tumblr.
It's Tumblr. Like, okay. Oh, we're really in 2013. Okay, yes. Got it.
Journey back in your brain.
Tumblr, One Direction, 2013. Baby Harry Styles. Okay.
Exactly. So Sarah is like a huge Zayn fan because she thinks that they have a lot in common. And Alice is more of a Harry Styles gal.
Right. And this is like pre-Zayn going on his own. Okay. Exactly. This is like right before Zayn went on his own, right? Mm-hmm. Couple years. Okay.
Yes. We have been over fan fiction on the pod before. I just want to clarify that's not what we're doing, and that's not the part of the internet that these girls are on. They're just like in stan zone, right? Like they just love the band.
I'm familiar. Okay.
Alice is like, no, I have not been on Tumblr.com today because I have been at my line cook job for 500 hours. And Sarah is like, well, they just announced a tour with 21 stops in the United States.
Fantastic.
Alice is like, I want to be super happy about this. I want to feel the optimism that Sarah has. She's like, but I do not have like the cash reserves to see One Direction, much less the cash reserves to travel to see One Direction.
Also, when you're that age, I mean, even now sometimes, this is November and that's in August. You're like, who knows what my life will be like? Who knows if I'll even be living in the same place, what country I'll be in, where I am, what job I have. It's like impossible to plan that far in advance.
Yes. So Alice is like, oh, that's great that they're having a tour. And Sarah's like, well, I'm trying to ask if you want to go with me. And Alice is like, I mean, yeah, but it's 500 years away. And also I can't afford tickets. And Sarah is like, well, my parents have offered to buy me a ticket since I'm so miserable in med school. And they've offered to buy one for a friend. So that's what I'm calling to ask about.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you to Sarah's parents. That's so nice of them. What a gift. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Alice is like, in that case, hell yeah, I'd love to see One Direction. Like, thank you. She's like, we'll have to be a little frugal, though, because, like, I don't have a lot of money to blow on this trip, right?
So, okay, wait. So they have to, their One Direction is not coming to their mid-sized city. They have to travel to a different city to see One Direction. Okay, cool. I hope they're going somewhere fun.
Yes. So a few weeks later, Sarah calls Alice and they go online together to, like, the website because tickets are about to go live. Do you have any experience buying concert tickets online?
Yes, it's hell, especially something like One Direction.
Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare. And it was worse in 2013 because in 2013, they hadn't built out that technology yet that gives fans first access. So basically, you set an alarm on your phone and then, like, pray to whatever God you believe in. And then it doesn't matter because the ticket bots get them all.
I'm upset that 2013 is almost 10 years ago.
I don't want to think about that too hard.
That's okay. To be honest. Moving on.
So Alice and Sarah's like plan, you know, they have like their phones open, they have their computers open, they have everything open. No luck. They don't get tickets for their first choice city. They don't get tickets for their second choice city. They don't get tickets at all. And they were like, this sucks. We love this band so much. My parents were going to buy us tickets. What do you think they should do?
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. I think they need to start going on Craigslist. And I think they need to start going on all of those little sites that everybody uses to get the resale tickets. But it sucks because the resale tickets are always so much more expensive and you never really get what you want. And so I think in 2013, what I would have done is picked like 4 cities and the weeks before like tried to get the, like, this is like really not going to work for a Virgo, but like try to go last minute, because there's so many opportunities to like get those last minute tickets of people who like really can't go or need to offload or whatever. Like, I feel like that's when you get the cheap tickets, is like right before. But that sucks because it's not in your city. So like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Travel and then not go? I don't know. Oh, it's tough. It's really tough. They're in a pickle.
Yes. So I agree with you that probably the smart decision would be to like wait until the week before. But Sarah is a Virgo like me, and she's like, if I leave anything up to spontaneity, I'll die. So she decides,
I understand, yeah.
She's like, I'm going to log on to the social media site and I'm going to be like, hello, we are looking for tickets to the show in one of these 2 cities and we have money to pay for them. So just like throw it out into the universe that we're looking for these tickets.
We will pay $1 million for your tickets. Highest bidder, come at us.
For a couple weeks, they get like no hits, right? It's just like months are going by. They've got nothing. In March, Sarah's like, I'm posting again because like soon the tickets will be too expensive to fly places. So like, I'm going to give it one last chance. Immediately, they get a message from this girl, Violet, who they've known online forever. Absolute sweetheart, like the kind of online friend who like faves everything you do and always comments on your photos and stuff.
If this is going to be a catfishing story, I'm excited.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
But Violet and her best friend Elizabeth have always been really nice to Sarah and Alice. So they're like, we kind of have this parasocial friendship. They're going together. They have 2 extra tickets. Like, it seems like a good deal. They'll let us buy them at face value and sit with them. And they're like a little more than we wanted to pay, but also they're in the pit.
Wow. Okay, that sounds really fun, especially if it's a city that is easy to get to and the tickets aren't super expensive. That sounds great. Making some new friends. Like, okay, because this sounds good, it's obviously all going to go to shit, but I'm excited to see how.
Yes, they're like, great idea. We love it. So they talk to Violet up front and they're like, listen, we're in. Like, we'll buy this, but we don't have like a ton of money to blow on this trip because Alice is on a tight budget and like Sarah is in med school. Violet's like, oh my God, of course. Like, no problem. We can get 1 hotel room with 2 full beds if that works. And like, we'll strategize from there.
Wait, so Violet and her friend also don't live in this city. They are also traveling to go to this concert. Okay, wow.
Yes. Everyone is traveling to see One Direction.
Wow. Okay, for sure.
Okay. Violet puts them in like a group text with the 4 of them, right? So now we have like moved into texting. And these girls are amped and they are well organized. So the first thing they do is they decide that they're all going to bring gifts for each other to like celebrate the show because it will make it feel more exciting.
Wait, this is so sweet. I love this. Cute. What kind of gifts are we talking about?
We'll get there. Please be patient.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I love friendship.
It's so nice. The second thing they do is they divide up responsibilities, right? So they're like,
wow, these girls are very organized.
Yes.
Especially for like basic strangers. Okay.
Yes. But they're all excited. This is like the most important night of their life.
It's a huge deal.
So they're like, Violet's in charge of the hotel room. Alice, because she's a chef, is in charge of like meals. Sarah is in charge of logistics. So like getting everyone from point A to point B. Elizabeth is not in charge of anything because of what we will call Elizabeth's misery.
Uh-oh.
A few weeks ago, I went to New York for an event that Defector was doing. And, you know, I took the train up there in the early evening so that I could get there right before the event. And afterward, I was supposed to go stay at a hotel because that's what a reasonable person would do. But, you know, I was thinking about the hotel and I was like, oh, hotels always make me a little sad. So I was like, I don't really want to go there. And also hotel beds are like famously, in my opinion, too soft. And so then I just can't sleep at all and my back hurts in the morning. And because I had a lot to do the next day, I was like, you know what I'll do? I'm going to take the train back to Philadelphia at midnight so that I can sleep in my ghost bed that I'm obsessed with. Ghost Bed has been an industry leader in the mattress space for over 20 years. Every Ghost Bed product, from their mattresses to their sheets and pillows, is designed with cooling features, so it's perfect if you sleep warm, which most people do. They've even got a mattress dubbed the coolest bed in the world. Shipping is free and fast. You can try out your mattress for 101 nights, and you even get an industry-leading warranty of up to 25 years. Ghost Bed is a family-owned business, and sleep experts with 20-plus years of experience work there. You can get an 101-night at-home sleep trial. So you can just you get your mattress, you sleep on it for 101 nights. That's at least 3 months. And then you can return it if you don't like it. And there's no hard feelings, they promise. GhostBed also offers bundles, so you can get everything you need for a full bedroom upgrade. Choose any of their mattresses and pair with their award-winning adjustable base with 15 massage modes, cooling pillows, and more. To find your perfect mattress, check out ghostbed.com/gossip. Right now, GhostBed is offering all of our listeners 40% off GhostBed bundles, where you get a mattress and adjustable base, or you can get 30% off site-wide. That is 30% off all mattresses and 2 luxury pillows if you use promo code GOSSIP at ghostbed.com/gossip. That's ghostbed.com/gossip and use promo code GOSSIP. Elizabeth's misery is this. On the same day that Alice and Sarah failed to get tickets online, Elizabeth and her sister Margaret were sitting in their One Direction ticket war room that they had built at Elizabeth's apartment. They had 8 electronics open, and the minute the clock struck, they're hitting yes, right? Margaret also has one of those fancy credit cards. It's really heavy and made of metal that allows you to buy tickets early. So they were in early. They get 4 tickets pretty easily, 2 for Elizabeth and her sister, 1 for Violet, and 1 for whoever else wanted to go.
Wait, but is this the same trip? Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to assume Elizabeth's sister, for some reason, can't go.
Yes.
Okay.
What happened next is that after they got the tickets, Margaret left Elizabeth's apartment, so her sister left her apartment to go to work, and on her way there, she was rear-ended and smashed into the car in front of her.
Oh my God, poor
I know.
Margaret.
So she had to go to the hospital. She was so dizzy. Elizabeth is I watched Grey's Anatomy, maybe she has a concussion, maybe she has a brain bleed.
Yeah, we've all thought that.
Terrifying. Elizabeth and Margaret spent 14 hours in the hospital.
Oh my God.
I know, before they were dismissed, right?
Oh, yeah,
So-
poor Margaret.
Yes. After this, Margaret had a really hard time driving. She had some PTSD, normal for a car accident, and also a bunch of other shit went wrong. So now she has to have surgery the week before the concert and can't come. So that's why they were able to give the tickets to Alice and Sarah.
Damn. Okay. So Elizabeth's misery is kind of justified, I guess.
Yes.
Sad. I'm picturing Margaret being go on without me. You must see One Direction. I don't need you to take care of me.
The pilgrimage to see One Direction only requires one of them to make it for their family.
Yeah, she's go forth. Bring me back a t-shirt.
Exactly. Okay, so that's the context of this trip. We have 3
Damn.
girls who are planning, 1 girl with a hurt sister, and we're moving forward.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Because everyone is arriving at an East Coast airport, they decide we'll meet at a bar in the terminal and then we'll share an Uber to the hotel.
Wow, okay, so they were organized enough to get their flights to arrive around the same time, too.
So because Sarah is in charge of logistics and she's I've done the math and it's cheaper to take an Uber than to take a shuttle.
She's probably right. Wait, so they're all coming from, 2 and 2 are coming from different cities, though?
Yes.
Not the same
Yes.
city. Okay, got it. Great.
So Alice and Sarah arrive first on their flight and they have their little beers and 45 minutes later, Elizabeth shows up. And immediately Alice is I don't know about this girl.
Vibes off.
Yes. Elizabeth is all dolled up. She just got off a plane, but she looks like she could head into a runway at any minute.
Like high heels dress kind of situation.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Hair is perfect. Nails are done. She has somehow more bags than you're allowed to have on a plane, right? That's the kind of scenario.
And they're only there for the weekend.
Exactly. And they're there for 2 days.
Okay, cool.
So Elizabeth is hugging both Alice and Sarah when she like remembers something, and she goes digging through one of her bags. She's pulling out like all sorts of shit, right? She's pulling out like a phone charger, a makeup bag, an Ellen Hildebrand book, right? Another phone charger. Finally, she's like, aha. And she pulls from the bag a tiny paper doll that has been sloppily glued to a piece of cardboard and laminated and attached to one of those giant popsicle sticks that doctors use to look down your throat.
Wait, like a Flat Stanley on a popsicle stick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not Flat Stanley. It's a little doll picture of her sister.
Okay.
Elizabeth is like, let's take a pic with Margaret.
Do Alice and Sarah know about the context, or is this just like random?
Yes, they know about the context because Elizabeth will not shut up about it. So she's like, my sister sacrificed for us to have these tickets, right?
Okay.
And she's kind of been like, we're going to take pictures to send to my sister the whole weekend. So when she's like, let's take a picture with Margaret, Alice and Sarah are like, what the fuck is going on? But sure.
That's the correct response.
Exactly. Elizabeth is like not satisfied with the first picture because her sister is washed out. And it is very difficult.
Her sister? You mean the Flat Stanley version of her sister? Okay.
And the Flat Stanley Margaret is like difficult to get the camera to focus on because it's laminated. So it's like super shiny. And so you like can't.
She's not a Virgo. She didn't think this through.
No. After like 5 attempts, Elizabeth is like recruiting a stranger to take a picture of the 4 of them.
Oh my God. Poor Sarah and Alice. Okay.
So this takes like 10 minutes, right? And when it's done, Sarah is like, Elizabeth, where is Violet? Like, when does Violet get in? I want to get us in an Uber and get away from this bar where all of these people have seen us taking a picture with a plastic Flat Stanley of your sister. And Elizabeth is like, oh, Violet's already at the hotel. She got in a few days ago. This is theoretically not a big deal, but of course, Sarah's like in the Uber texting Alice. And she's like, if she wasn't going to take the Uber, she should have told me, right?
I agree with Sarah. Also, I'm going to assume that they had been all chit-chatting on a group text for the whole week before. So why wasn't Violet like, hey guys, I'm here. Like I got here early. Like, it's weird to pretend like you're somewhere texting when you're not.
Exactly.
So she just let them all think that she was like getting on the plane with Elizabeth. Okay. Violet, you seemed cool. Now you're sus.
Yeah. So Sarah is like really mad. She's like, with 3 of us, we could have taken the shuttle and it would have been cheaper. The only reason I chose to take the Uber is because there are 4 of us. Alice is like, well, technically, there are 4 of us if you count Margaret.
No, she didn't. Stop it.
It's like, lol. So already we have chaos.
Oh my gosh.
Are you like me? Do you have a whole stack of beautiful things you've bought at flea markets just sitting in the corner of your room instead of putting them in frames so that you can hang them on your wall? Well, do we have a sponsor for you? FrameBridge makes it easier and more affordable than ever to frame your favorite things without leaving your house. We love that. You could put a gallery wall up in your home office or send an easy gift to your friend. Especially, all your friends getting married, all your friends graduating from college. Why not get them a little art print or something? Here's how it works. You just go to framebridge.com and upload your photo, or they'll send you packaging to safely mail your physical pieces back to them. You get to preview your item online in dozens of frame styles and gallery wall layouts. Choose your favorite, or they'll give you some recommendations if you're too afraid to do it yourself. The experts at FrameBridge will custom frame your item and deliver your finished piece directly to your door ready to hang. Instead of the hundreds of dollars you pay at a framing store, prices at FrameBridge start at $39 and all shipping is free. Plus, Normal Gossip listeners will get 15% off their first order at framebridge.com when they use the code GOSSIP. You can order online at framebridge.com, or you can go to a FrameBridge store and work with a designer in real life in New York, DC, Atlanta, Philly, Boston, or Chicago. Alex is here with us to tell us about her FrameBridge experience. Alex, hello.
Hello.
What did you get framed?
So this is kind of unconventional, but I got a screenshot of a Snapchat framed.
I don't like that. Can you explain more?
Yeah, here's why. So my husband and I met in a book club back in 2015.
Yes, that famously you got yourself kicked out of for
Yes.
being too judgmental. Continue.
Back when I was on Snapchat. I'm no longer really on Snapchat. But I took a Snapchat at one of my earliest book clubs that I attended that was actually a stealth photo of him that I could send to my friends to say, look at this hot guy at my book club.
You were like, look at this cutie. Look at him.
Yeah. And so I saved that because
Aww.
I knew that one day I would ensnare him. And indeed I did. I uploaded that screenshot. It is not great quality. It is not a piece of art necessarily, but it is an artifact in our relationship and our family.
How did you get it framed?
I got a nice big mat and a thick black frame, and it just looks so classy. Like, not at all like a Snapchat that has been framed.
It looks like a piece of art.
Yeah, instead, it's going to now live on our wall, and people will be like, what is that interesting piece of art? And then I can say, it's a Snapchat screenshot.
If you have important Snapchat screenshots or family memories that you would like to get framed, you can get started today. Frame your photos or send someone else the perfect gift. Go to framebridge.com and use the promo code GOSSIP to save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code GOSSIP. They arrive at the hotel and it is like objectively nothing to write home about, right? It's like
For sure.
big box hotel. It has 2 beds and a TV, whatever. They get there. Violet is like on one bed watching TV. So they're like making small talk, getting to know each other. Violet's like, I already put all my stuff in this closet, so y'all can use like all of these drawers in the other closet. They're like, whatever. They're putting all their stuff away.
So Violet has been staying in this hotel room for days?
Yes.
Okay, I'm concerned about Violet.
Sarah, having none of this because she's mad at Violet for not taking the Uber with them, is like, why exactly are you here so early?
Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad that Sarah is confrontational enough to ask the real questions, because when you're 23, even when you're older, it's very easy to be very passive aggressive about this stuff and just be like, all right, I guess this is how my life is going. Like, I guess I'm just going to sit back and take this weird shit. And Sarah's like, no, I need some answers here. And I really respect Sarah for that.
Alice is like, Sarah's not going to let this go, right? Like, she's like, I can just tell that this is already like, this is it. It's going to be like this the whole weekend. And Violet is like, oh, I got here a few days early because one of my friends had One Direction tickets to the shows last night.
This feels like treason, and I can't really put my finger on why.
Sarah is like, wait, so you've already seen the show? And Violet is like, yeah, twice. It's so good. And she starts like raving about the show. And Sarah...
Wait, she's seen it twice? She went twice in this city and she's going a third time with them? Mm-hmm. Why didn't she say something if they're all texting the whole week?
Uh-huh. Sarah cannot handle this. Sarah is like, 1, gonna vomit out of envy. 2, she's like, I stayed offline, like off of the Tumblr for weeks to avoid spoilers for this show.
Oh,
and
like
Violet
about the
is
set list and like the decor and stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, I feel for Sarah because it's so nice to love something so much. And then Violet's like ripping it away from her.
So what do you think Sarah should do? Like, Violet is going on and on. How do you stop her?
I think you would say, I mean, if you're being like a mature adult, I think you would say, I'm so happy that you had those experiences.
This therapist voice.
I know, right? I've really been trying to avoid spoilers, and I would really appreciate if you could just let me not hear anything. Like, please keep it to yourself. We can chat about everything tomorrow night after we've already seen the show. But if I'm being like chaotic drama Sarah, which I kind of hope she is, I think you start yelling at her and you're like, why didn't you tell us? This is so strange. We don't even know you. Like, why aren't you being real with us? This is so weird. What are you hiding?
Alice can see Sarah on the brink of full explosion, right?
Good.
And so
Let's hear it.
before Sarah explodes, Alice is like, let's do our gifts. Everyone gift time. Yay.
Oh, I forgot about the gifts. Okay. I hope Elizabeth brought them all flat Margarets and that's her gift. She's like, one for you, one for you, one for you.
Take it with you on your journeys. No, there's only one flat Margaret.
Of course, she is unique.
Yeah. So everyone does their gifts. Violet has gotten everyone like these necklaces that glow and have like One Direction on them. Sarah has gotten everyone cups, like those big cups with a straw that have the boys' faces on them.
Oh,
I know. Elizabeth has not gotten anyone their own gift because she's been busy with her sister, but she has brought a whole bottle of champagne.
okay. Wait, how did she bring it on the plane?
Would fucking love to know. Would love to know.
Okay. Okay, Elizabeth. A little scary. We like it. Maybe she bought it at like duty free or something.
I guess she could have. Yeah, this was not disclosed to me how she got it there, but she had one.
Okay, great. She just pulls it out like Mary Poppins. Sounds
Exactly.
good. Okay.
Alice like feels a little self-conscious because she was like, I thought that we were making gifts. Like I couldn't go out and buy a gift.
Okay. Well, we love handmade gifts. I mean, if anyone shits on it, they're dead to me.
Alice has brought everyone a little book for each of their favorite guys in the band with pages of like facts about them and a basic biography in reference to the song Story of My Life.
I think I might cry. That is the sweetest, most genuine gift one could ever give or receive. That's so nice.
It's so cute. And she hands them out and she's like a little self-conscious and everyone's like, I love it, I love it, I love it. And Elizabeth is like, wow, I used to make things just like this when I was a kid.
Okay, that's so mean, Elizabeth.
It's
Cool.
so mean. And Alice is like really upset, right? Because she's like, I was already self-conscious. And like she's about to like turn on Elizabeth, right? Like teeth bared when Elizabeth's phone rings and it's her sister. And so she like runs out into the hall to take it.
This is why you really shouldn't travel or do big, exciting things with people you don't know. Because I'm going to assume that One Direction is like a pivotal, not just like band, but like just value in these people's lives. And they're really risking a lot by not going with people that they really trust. You know, it's like doing like a serious drug with people you don't know. It's like, I don't know, man, that's really, really risky. You don't know what's going to happen.
It is. But like Sarah and Violet try to console her, right? They're like, we love our books. Like, we think this is so cute. We're going to keep ours forever. Like, it's perfect. Violet is like, I love mine. I love Liam so much. He's a perfect angel. When Elizabeth comes back in, Alice puts her shoes on because she's like, I need to go to the grocery store and get a rotisserie chicken and some other supplies because like I'm going to make us a big salad for dinner before we go like out for a special surprise.
I love that. Rotisserie chicken is a staple in my life too. So I feel really supportive of this move.
I had one for lunch. They're perfect.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Immediately, Elizabeth is like, oh, I'm actually a vegan.
Huh. Was that not discussed?
Alice is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I asked everyone their dietary restrictions. And Elizabeth is like, I'm sorry, it's new. I just like changed my diet to make my sister feel better about hers. Does it like really mess everything up for you? And Alice internally is like, yes, it does mess everything up for me. But out externally, she's like, no, it's fine. I'll find us a plan.
Chickpeas it is.
Exactly. She's like, I'll just go to the grocery store and I'll figure it out. Violet is like, oh, actually, there's another problem with your plan. And Alice is like, what now? And Violet is like, the problem is that there is no fridge in our hotel room.
Uh-oh. Okay, so this is a Violet problem because Violet booked the hotel room.
Yes. So
okay.
Everyone is like, Violet, we need a fridge so that we can like eat cheaply. And Violet is like, I know it's like, it sucks that there's no fridge. There was supposed to be one. I already talked to the front desk and they're going to like knock $100 off of our bill. So like there's no refrigerator, but we're saving $100.
Okay, but you're going to spend more money by not having a fridge and having to like go out, even like to Jimmy John's or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
But for people whom money is not a big deal, they don't really understand that, right?
Okay, right. So Violet and Elizabeth, money's not a big deal. Like they don't really care. Okay. It's not looking good for our dear friend Alice. Okay.
Alice is like, fine, I'm going to figure this out. As her special plan for the night, she had found them a karaoke bar that they could go to. And so she calls the karaoke bar and she's like, do you have vegan food? And they're like,
okay,
yes. And she's like,
okay,
perfect. So the karaoke bar has small plates and they have pitchers of beer. And Alice is like, good enough.
Great. Okay.
Everyone's excited. Sarah orders them an Uber. They go to the bar. In the car, Alice texts Sarah, and it's like, they are a lot.
Again, this is why you really shouldn't do big things with people you don't know and have never met. Like,
Yes.
there are so few people in my life that I would do something like this with, and I know them all so well and so deeply.
Yes. Sarah is like, I agree, I know, but also like, let's try and have fun at karaoke, right? Like, let's not get fucked up by this.
Yes, this is also like I actually could I take it back because I definitely would have done something like this in my early 20s, and I probably did. Like, I definitely went to music festivals with people that I like barely knew, but I don't think I would like. No, you know what? I went to Bonnaroo with people that I barely knew, and I had a great time. I had a great time. So, like, okay. Okay, girls,
Yes,
I
you're
see
one
you.
to talk. Over here, let's never take a trip with people you don't know.
I know. I just had a flashback. I was like, oh, right, I did go to Bonnaroo with people that I like. One of the girls I shared a tent with, I was very, very good friends with. So, like, yeah, okay. I've done this.
Okay. They get to the karaoke bar. Elizabeth like makes them take a photo with her cutout sister outside, right? Fine. Alice's feelings of like dislike for Elizabeth are only intensifying. Like they get into the karaoke room.
I agree. Yeah.
Elizabeth does not like the vegan food that is offered. Immediately, she's also like, oh my God, I just love to sing.
Oh, she's a don't make me sing kind of girl.
Uh-huh, exactly.
So make me sing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Exactly. Alice and Sarah are like, yeah, we were in choir in high school too. Like, we also like to sing. It'll be fun. Everything starts off okay. They sing some One Direction songs. Alice is Harry. Sarah is Zayn. Violet is Liam. Elizabeth is Niall. And the cutout of Elizabeth's sister, Margaret, is Lewis.
Okay, so Margaret does have a song. Good to know. She's great. Fantastic.
This is okay, but there are only 2 mics. And Elizabeth is singing 2 parts. So she's like hogging one of the 2 mics.
Okay. I'm upset with
Everyone
Elizabeth.
is drinking a lot of beer. Just so much beer. And suddenly the cue for the songs, you know how you can like see it at the bottom? The cue for the songs is like getting competitive, right? Like
yeah.
someone is singing Celine Dion. Someone is singing Whitney Houston. Someone is belting out like a Spring Awakening song.
Okay, so it's a karaoke bar where people are actually good. It's not like a jokey kind of karaoke room. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Alice can tell that like Elizabeth is getting upset. And she can see Violet's phone on the table like lighting up with text from Elizabeth. So it's like not like Elizabeth is being subtle about the fact that she's like not happy that other people are also good at singing.
Oh my gosh. I love that these 2 groups of girls are like side texting one another too.
Yes. Alice like goes and does her song, and afterward Elizabeth is like, you're a little pitchy.
Elizabeth? Who says that? That is such an insane thing to say. Coupled with the fact that she was also like shitting on her lovely, thoughtful, beautiful present.
Yes. Sarah texts her immediately after this and is like, maybe let's like cool it, right? Like Elizabeth seems upset. Let's not like create chaos.
See, yeah, Sarah is just like, let's get through the concert. Like, I really just want to see this concert and have no drama and just make sure I get there. Yeah, I understand, but I would also love to see them just like completely get rid of these girls. But it's hard because they got the tickets from these girls. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alice is like, no way in hell. I am not going to stop singing because this adult woman is throwing a little fit. Sarah is like, okay, but she's like having an emotional time. Like her sister is hurt. Like, please think about this. And Alice is like, guess what? I don't care. I'm also having a hard time.
Yeah. Alice is 23 and life is hard. You know what? When you're 20, everyone's having a hard time at 23. You know, all these girls are going through something.
Age, awful age. And Sarah is like, okay, yes, you're also having a hard time, but like there's a little bit of a difference in the hard time of like you're figuring out your job and she has like family drama. And Alice is like, do not care, cannot be brought to care. She grabs
all of those things can be hard.
Yes, everything can be hard at once. She grabs the remote. She punches in the code for the perfect song to destroy Elizabeth. That song is Beyonce's Love on Top.
She must have the range. That is wild.
Love
What?
on Top is famously a hard song to sing. It has, by my count, like 75 key changes, and it also requires you to be able to not breathe for like 4 minutes.
Also, like, I love that this has turned into a sing-off. I was really not expecting that. This is crazy. Okay, so Alice thinks that she's going to crush Elizabeth while singing Beyonce's Love on Top
Yes.
by Beyonce.
Yes.
Okay, for sure. I love the confidence.
Except when the song comes up, Elizabeth also stands up to go to the stage.
Wait, she put it in too?
Yes, they both put it in the queue.
Oh my God, these girls are wild. I love them.
So Alice is like, this is my song. And Elizabeth is like, no, it's not. I also put this in as a song. So then they have to sing Love on Top together.
That is so chaotic. Oh my gosh. And wait,
so
and I hope it's
chaotic.
like that scene in Bridesmaids when Rose Byrne and like Kristen Wiig are kind of like going head to toe, you know, with the like when they
Yes.
do their speeches. Oh my God.
For the next hour, Alice is like pouting.
Wait, is it because Elizabeth actually had a better voice than her and like crushed her while singing Beyonce's Love on Top?
No, I think it's just like she's mad. She's like, this is not how I wanted this to go.
Also, like this was a travel day, so these people might be tired.
Yes, everyone's
Wow.
exhausted.
Okay. Really big day. Highs and lows.
In the Uber home, everyone is texting their buddy, right? So like,
It's just like everyone's like quiet, furiously texting one
literally
another.
everyone is
Okay.
furiously typing in the car home. How are you feeling at this point?
I'm feeling great personally. I feel terrible for everybody involved because you know what? These girls don't want to be with each other. They just want to be alone. And if they had been different people, then what they would have done was just had 2 separate weekends and then met up at the concert or maybe before the concert, you know, for like a quick drink at the snack bar or something like that.
Yes.
But no, they have decided to try to be lifelong friends. And we're going to find that this backfires.
Yes. Everyone sleeps in. They wake up in the morning and everyone has like kind of had the like come to Jesus moment of like, today is the day we're going to see One Direction. I want to have a fun time. I'm not going to create chaos.
And I also cannot sing like Beyonce.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope they understand that. Okay.
Elizabeth is like, I'm going for a run. She comes back with iced coffee for everyone.
That's very nice. Maybe that's her apology.
Yes. Everyone is on their like best behavior all day.
We've all been in that situation, you know, where you realize what you've done the night before and you kind of have your tail between your legs and you're like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Here's a croissant.
Alice like cooks them all ramen for lunch
How does she cook them ramen?
with the hot water.
Oh, yeah, I guess no
a
fridge.
genius.
Okay. Yeah, I guess she's a
Cooks them
chef.
ramen in the hotel to like save them some money. They spend all afternoon making like posters to take to the show. They're dumping like pounds of glitter onto globs of Elmer's glue, right? Like,
They're not getting their little deposit back for this big box hotel.
no. Sarah spends a full 3 hours like carefully drawing a picture of Zayn's face onto her poster board and then filling all his hair in with glue and then like dumping glitter on top of it. So there is glitter.
I would kill to
everywhere.
love something that much right now.
Same.
That's amazing.
When the posters are done, they're like, okay, it's time to get dressed and put on our makeup. And they have obviously coordinated their outfits.
Fantastic. What are we talking about? Colors, themes.
Yes, we're talking black pants, shirt that you have made with the guy that you like's face on it, body glitter.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Love it. I'm assuming like really nicely well done makeup.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah. Like we're we're looking hot tonight.
Yes, like
Yeah.
you and I wish we could do makeup as good as these girls, right? Like,
And we wish that we had the same kind of t-shirts that they're wearing.
yes, I do. Elizabeth has forgotten her black pants, so she has to wear red pants, which is like a small thing, but did come to us in the emails, so I feel like I must include it.
Well, because it's like, did she forget or did she just want to stand out? She just want to be a little individual when they were all trying to be part of a group.
Exactly.
Okay. Or maybe Maybe it was like an ode to her sister. You never know. Sounds like a little backstabby to me.
It sure does. They go to this show. The show is at the city's football stadium. Have you ever been to a football stadium show?
Yes, I saw Taylor Swift at MetLife, and it was life affirming.
Yes. Which tour did you see?
I saw the 1989 tour.
Of course,
it was great.
Tour.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple. I saw Beyonce at MetLife also. Have you?
I saw Taylor's 1989 tour. I've seen Beyonce in tour in a big stadium. I've seen a couple more too because I used to write about music, and so I would like get to go. And the only way I can like think to explain this to people who haven't been is that it's like a church, which is like maybe my trauma, but it's like 50,000 people in one stadium who like all are devoted to this band and know every word to their songs.
Totally. Kelsey, that is so like, tell me you were evangelical without telling me you're evangelical.
It is. Like the first big concert I went to, I was like, oh, God's fake. This is the same feeling I get at church. Weird.
Yeah, God is music, of course. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's how I felt going to music festivals for the first time too.
Yes.
Where you're like, wow, everybody here is like so excited to see the same thing I'm excited to see, and it lasts for 3 days.
Yes, and there's like no better way to get full body chills than when like a big artist stops singing and you can hear everyone in the stadium like,
oh my gosh,
yelling.
I know, it's so special. Oh my God,
so
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
This also means that it's like kind of a nightmare logistically to get there, right?
I was just gonna say, oh, poor Sarah, because you know that there's always like so much drama with the parking and like getting there,
yes.
And like if you have to tailgate, oh my gosh, so much.
So Sarah Virgo has done a lot of research, and what she has learned is that they're going to take an Uber like pretty close to the stadium and walk a little bit, and then they're going to take public transit home because like everyone has said that that's the easiest way.
Yeah, I mean, you and I probably both know that that's true. After you leave one of these things, it's best just to follow the crowd and get on the train.
Yes. Follow everyone else. Be just one of many ants.
Yeah, you're just a little fish in a big sea.
Yes, exactly. So they like, you know, they're there, they have their posters. Everyone is like so excited. They go into the pit. They're like near the front of the pit, which means that they're like standing on the football field, right? Which is like
so exciting.
Cool.
So exciting. And they're surrounded by people who are like also in the pit, which means that they like logged on with their heavy credit cards and like were able to get the tickets, and like everyone is like having the same enthusiasm and just like euphoria.
Yes. Alice and Sarah are like stunned. They're like, this is the best moment of our lives. Nothing better has ever happened to us. And Violet is like, oh, have you guys never had pit tickets before?
My jaw just dropped open. That's so mean. Why are these girls so mean?
It's so mean. So now Sarah is mad. Like Alice is done being mad and Sarah is mad. Sarah is texting Alice like, I hate her. She's making me crazy.
Is this the kind of pit where like there are seats, like, or can they just kind of mill around and stuff?
There are seats, yes. It's like the one, like the folding chair seats.
Yeah. So they can't just kind of like lose them in the crowd by accident and like we'll find each other later. Okay, so they're seated. Yeah.
Yes.
That's tough.
Alice is like, focus. We are at this show. It is the best night of our lives. We're having fun. She's like, what we're going to do is we're going to get you a little space from these other two girls, and we're going to go to the merch stands and get whatever you want, right?
Good call.
Violet's like, where are you guys going?
Oh, and they're like, Violet.
Oh, we're going to the merch lines. Like, we want to get this t-shirt or whatever. And Violet's like, oh my God, the lines are so long. Like, both shows I've been at, they've always been so long. And Sarah is like, okay, guess what? I don't care. They sell out of things, so I'm going now to get the thing that I want.
Yeah, like, okay, you just want to flex that you've been to the show twice before. Like, we get it, Violet.
And Violet's like, oh, they don't sell out of things online.
Oh, so Violet's trying to do the thing that's like, you can buy this online, don't wait. But as we know, that's not always true. And then you don't get the thing you want. Oh, God, she's going to ruin it for them.
Like, one, they do sell out of things online. Two, they have like special shit that you can only get at the show.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
So they're like, whatever, we're going to get our merch. So they like stand in line. Sarah will not stop talking about how much she hates Violet. They like get their merch.
Oh, good. Okay, I was worried. So they got their merch. Okay, good.
Yes. They
Good.
get their merch, and like the merch for a little bit just like calms Sarah down, right? Like,
Well, that high of like getting the thing that you were
Yes.
in line for, and now it's yours, and you can wear it, you can own it. Ugh. There's nothing like it.
yes. So they have their shirts, they go back to their seats, they get there, and Elizabeth is like throwing a fit because apparently her sister called and she like couldn't get service. So she stood on her chair to take the call. And when she got down, she broke her nail and it hurts. And she's like, I need a medic.
I don't even know what to say. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Sarah,
What?
you may remember, is in med school. So she's like, let me see your nail. And she's like, you're fine.
Wait, this like, oh my God, that's so wild. These freaking girls. Okay.
Elizabeth is like, no, I am not fine. So Violet takes Elizabeth to the show EMT, and the two of them miss like half of 5 Seconds of Summer, the opening band, so that Elizabeth can get a Band-Aid for her nail.
Okay, but at least that gives our girls, Alice and Sarah, some extra space where they can rock out to 5 SOS, which are low-key really
Exactly.
good, and just kind of have a good time on their own for a little bit.
Yes. They're like, this gave them the breathing room they needed because now they're like into it, right? They're like,
Yeah,
we're committed.
totally.
We don't care about these girls. When they come back and Elizabeth is like, please, can we take pictures with my sister's doll? They're like, yes. Like, we are so happy. We'll do whatever. We don't care.
I kind of feel like Elizabeth should stop subjecting them to taking photos and just do it with Violet, her actual friend. Like, I don't know why her sister would care about these two randos.
That's a great point. The lights start to dim. Everyone in the stadium screams.
The excitement!
Everyone is like ready. The guys are coming out. At this moment, Violet sees the shirt that Sarah has gotten. And she's like, where did you get that one? Like, I haven't seen that one online. And she's like trying to have a conversation with Sarah about this shirt.
Not the time. It's
Sarah
1D.
and
It's 1D time. What are you doing?
Yeah. Sarah and Alice are like, can you be quiet for 1 second? Some of us have never seen this show before.
Good for them.
But then for like the first song, Sarah is just like whispering in Alice's ear about how much she hates Violet.
Okay. Oh
What
my
do you think
gosh.
that Alice should do here?
Honestly, get new friends. I mean, I think that, oh, it's tough because I've been in that situation too where like you just can't let it go and you're like, this is bothering me so much. But they've been waiting for this forever, for like 8 or 9 months. I really just want them to let go. You know what? I hope that they're sitting in an arrangement where like Alice is next to Violet instead of Sarah. And if they're not, they should switch around.
So great mind reading. They were not. So Alice is like, switch seats with me. I will
Yeah,
sit
exactly.
next to them.
Good.
I need you to focus because like they're right here, right? Like we are 10 yards away from these guys that we're obsessed with. They're like rocking out, right? Like Alice and Sarah are having the best time.
Oh, good,
While like
good.
Elizabeth is trying to like take a photo so that like her picture sister and like Harry Styles are both in focus. She's like spending the whole concert doing that.
Right. And the laminate isn't working and it's also 2013, so the cameras aren't that good. And it's just
Exactly.
kind of like far away and grainy, and she's gonna like slap a filter on it anyway, and it's gonna be like, you know, lark or whatever and like not really work. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Posted to her 2013 Instagram. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Alice and Sarah, they don't know anything about this because they're like, this is the best night of our life. They're like crying.
Yes, finally,
Like, tears streaming
finally.
down their face. They're like, I hope the boys see us, right? Like we're having so much fun.
This is the day that I like meet Harry Styles and we get married. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. When the confetti, like, the confetti falls at the end. When the
Yeah, I
confetti
know.
falls at the end, Violet takes a picture of Alice and Sarah dancing that they like still have framed on their walls, right? Like years later.
Okay. Well, at least Violet was good for something, you know?
Everyone is so happy. How are you feeling? We're almost at the end.
I'm feeling happy that Sarah was able to let it go and have this like special photo that she and Alice like treasure forever, which makes me think they're still friends, which I also love because a long-standing friendship is one of the best things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling okay, but you know, go on.
All right. The problem with having pit tickets, as you may know, is that it takes forever to get out of the stadium. So they're having to like
Yes.
wait to get into the lower bowl, wait to get into the concourse, right? While they're doing this, Violet is just getting more and more jealous of Elizabeth's shirt.
Oh my God, does she steal it? I really hope she doesn't steal it.
No, she's just like, what's our plan for getting home? And Sarah's like, oh, we're going to take public transit. And Violet's like, okay, do we have time for me to try and get one of these shirts on the way out?
She should have gone earlier.
Sarah's like, sure. Like, I don't want to fight. I'm having a great time. Whatever, go get your shirt. Except that, of course, Sarah was right, and the lines are extremely long, and they wait forever, and in the end, the shirt is sold out.
Oh yeah, been there. It's a real tough one, and you really feel sad. But what are you gonna do? You know, you got to move on.
And then they get to the train, and the trains have stopped running because they took so long standing in line at the merch stand.
Oh no!
So then they have to wait in that little rideshare corral for an hour and pay $70 for the Uber back to the hotel.
That's dark. That's really dark. And it's probably also like 1 or 2 a.m. at this point too.
Yes. Alice and Sarah are furious. They're like, these girls are so annoying. Elizabeth and Violet are like, no, like, we're having a really good time. It's fine. Alice is like, it's not fine. I don't have the money to pay for a $70 Uber, and, like, we're here for no reason. And Violet is like, okay, I'll pay for the Uber. Like, this is my fault. I'm happy to pay for the Uber. Like, please just sing these songs and let's continue our good night.
Okay, that. You know what? That's correct. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do.
Yes. So Alice feels better. They all go to sleep dreaming of the concert. They're exhausted. We are very close to the end. Who do you think the villain of this story is?
I'm going to say Violet because I'm worried that she's going to steal the t-shirt. And that would be so mean. It would be so mean.
Okay, the end of this story is that Violet left first the next morning. She didn't steal the t-shirt.
Okay,
This
good.
sucks for everyone because remember, there's glitter everywhere. So they're all doing that thing where you like try to scrape it with your hand into like a pile.
The sneaky villain is glitter.
Yeah. So Violet is gone. She like can't help because her flight out was early. It's obviously futile to try and get all this glitter off the floor.
Of course. Wait, also, and were they all supposed to like take Ubers to the airport together via Sarah's logistics, and Violet just booked a different flight that she told them? Okay, yeah,
Yes. Finally, the remaining 3 give up, and they're like, you know what? The hotel is on Violet's card. Like,
suck it, Violet.
Suck it. Exactly.
Even Elizabeth, who's like her lifelong friend. Okay, yeah.
They finish packing. And they do like a final sweep of the room. You know, when you're like, dummy check, did anyone leave their phone?
Yeah.
And they found in the closet that Violet had put her clothes in a mini fridge.
What?
That was working just fine.
What? Mm-hmm. Was it sabotage or was she just stupid?
She didn't want to cook the meals. She wanted to eat out.
So she sabotaged. Was the mini fridge supposed to be in there or did she put it in there?
That I don't know, but my guess is that she put it in there.
Oh my God. That is some cuckoo banana shit. Oh my God, that is ludicrous.
It's also not all.
Wait, well, I wonder what Elizabeth's reaction was. Was she like, classic Violet?
A couple weeks later, Sarah calls Alice again during her shift, right? Like Alice gets to her break because she has 3 calls from Sarah. Alice calls her back and Sarah is like, have you seen what Elizabeth just posted on Instagram? Alice opens her phone and she clicks on the like photo. There is a post of Elizabeth and her sister. It was not a car crash related surgery that she was having that caused her to miss the One Direction show. It was an elective cosmetic surgery. Like she was just getting a nose job.
What?
Yes.
Why? What? Why did she make up this elaborate backstory?
I don't know.
Also, like her sister Margaret, like probably didn't like One Direction enough if she was going to schedule her nose job for the same week. I have so many questions. That is so crazy.
It's bonkers.
What? And she knew that these girls would see.
Yes.
And I'm going to assume that she told the lie to a couple other people too, because you don't just make up an elaborate story and tell it to 2 people.
Yes.
Okay, so she posted like, you know, look at Margaret's new nose, basically.
Exactly. And Sarah and Elizabeth are like racking their minds and they're like, you know, now that we think about it, she never said like what kind of surgery she was having or like she did not explicitly say that like the car crash and the surgery were related.
Right.
But
Right.
like, then why did she have this cutout?
Like, why bring your sister? Like, was her sister actually a 1D stan, or was it all a ruse? And if so, why?
I don't know. Does this make you want to change who you think the villain is?
No, I still think the villain is Violet, but I'm confused and concerned for Elizabeth.
Okay.
And I think that I really hope that these girls like didn't keep in touch.
I'm so sorry, but there's one more thing.
Okay.
At the end of the call, Sarah like sighs and she's like, you know, I wasn't going to tell you this, but now it seems fine. Look what I took. Not only...
Oh, great. What did she take?
She sends through a photo to Alice's phone. She's holding Flat Margaret. She stole the
Oh my
sister.
God. That's incredible. And clearly Elizabeth like didn't really care that much about Flat
Yes.
Margaret if she didn't realize she was missing. Honestly, wow. Sarah's a like chaotic little queen too. That's so great. I love that. I
know.
was not expecting it. Really, really a wonderful surprise. And so like just a silly, harmless prank.
So silly.
Nothing like hiding a mini fridge or
Nothing
lying
like-
about your sister's surgery.
Truly. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh man, you know what? I think a love of pop culture and a love of a specific group, actor, band, whatever, will make you do really nutty things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really glad that like Sarah and Alice got to see One Direction, that they were with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If they had to like, you know, go through the trauma of hanging out with these two really wild girls for 2 days, like at least they got a great story and were able to see 1D at the same time. And I'm like curious how they feel about One Direction now and like all of the you know, solo stuff.
The people who sent us this story told us that
Yes.
Alice and Sarah and Violet are all still like big 1D fans, but Elizabeth has left the fandom.
Okay, I wonder what happened. But so does Violet still keep in touch with Sarah and Alice?
No.
Okay, that's for the best. That's good. And I'm hoping that like, you know, Sarah and Alice are maybe in like better places now, like financially, emotionally, and they can like afford to go see Harry Styles together, you know, in the pit as was their destiny, you know, and I hope it's like a more fun experience and it's just the two of them.
Agree.
And they can cook all the meals they want.
One of the beautiful things about aging from 23 is that things get better.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah. Jazz, thank you so much for coming on the pod. It was a delight to have you.
Thank you for having me. This was a real roller coaster, just a treat upon treat, and whew, I think I gotta go listen to some 1D.
Thank you for listening to Normal Gossip. If you have a gossip story to share with us, email us at normalgossip@defector.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 2679-GOSSIP. If you love this podcast and want us to keep making it, become a friend or a friend of a friend at supportnormalgossip.com. You can follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Normal Gossip. You can follow Kelsey on all social media at @McKinneyKelsey. This podcast was produced by Alex Sujan Laughlin. Defector's projects editor is Justin Ellis. Our editor-in-chief is Tom Lay. Jay Tolvieira is our production assistant. Thanks to the rest of the Defector staff. Defector Media is a collectively owned subscriber-based media company. Normal Gossip is hosted by Kelsey McKinney. And remember, you did not hear this from me.